So we're back with another live analysis here, just heading into next week, kind of seeing what trades we can enter in on. Also restarting the FTMO challenge, which actually ended on Friday, so 2 days ago. So we were eligible for a new one. Working on the weekly recap, just getting that edited so it can hopefully come out tonight. And yeah, that's really just it. Hopefully we get it, and yeah. So here, this trade that I wanted to enter in on was obviously in this uptrend here over this time, and then we can just see that I was looking for an entry point in here, and I was targeting these highs here. Unfortunately, I didn't enter in on this trade. I think I was just playing video games or something like that, and we can see that it ended up going, like, I was targeting these highs here, but we can see that it ended up coming to this key level right here. Before rejecting and starting this downtrend. But we can see if you close it there, you still would have had almost like a 2 risk reward ratio there, so like it would have been pretty good anyway. Like that trade there was still good. We can now see that it's kind of just continuing to head down on this slight little downtrend here. Oops, let me get this damn arrow. Like here we can still see that there's this kind of downtrend arrow. So all I want to do to clean up my charts is kind of just delete that fib. I'm just going to move this key level to where I can see the most recent resistance point, which is right around there. I'm going to keep this level in because it seems like it was pretty important for here, so I assume those are going to stay relevant. Like here we can see that it's actually a bit of resistance here and then becomes support. It's kind of testing this level still, so yeah, but we can now see that it's kind of just in this downtrend here. In terms of a trading setup, for me right now, there's nothing really, just even by looking at this, there's no trade setup that I would really like to enter in on, so I'm kind of just going to leave it and take a look at UJ. So here, taking a look at UJ, I can see there's that. Now maybe we just whip out, we can see like same thing, tested our new high, now it's had this huge sell-off and it's kind of rejecting back up. So maybe if we were to use fib from this high down to this low, we can see that an entry on this 0.6 area here would have been a nice entry point on the sell. Unfortunately, just wasn't watching the market, didn't enter in on this, but you know what, I'm going to mark it up and just see how it goes for this week. Stop loss at that 0.78, and I'm just going to see kind of how this trade goes, and just make sure that like I still can gain that confidence from my strategy, as long as it goes into like that 1-to-1. So here we can see right now it's already it's currently right now at a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, which is good, but hopefully, you know, you want to try and extract as much profits as you can, and yeah. So we'll take a look here at USD CHF, I believe. So here I'm just going to zoom out because it's still like super choppy. If I zoom in here, in terms of a trading setup here, there's nothing really too fancy that I'm looking at, because we can see that it's kind of just within this range here, right? It hasn't really broken or gone above it, so there's not really a trade setup I'm looking for right here. So yeah, that's really like as simple as it gets. Like, I'm not really trying to force opportunities to like arise themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the opportunity is there, you trade it. Like here we can see it goes basically from like well, I think it was UJ, we can see from this high to this low, it's broken these two levels, comes back up, tests this level. So then that's an opportunity. I could have entered in on it if I was paying more attention, but I wasn't really looking to trade towards the time that this entry was available. You know what I mean? Like here, it's just in between these key levels, hasn't broken anything, so I'm not looking to trade it. So like, it's really just like that simple. Like here, if I also take a look here, I can just see that it's still in this range. That's just been, oh shit. It's still in this range that's just in between these two kind of points here. So on this trade here, or on this pair at least, I'm going to be looking for a break of these highs. Let's just make that, there we go. So I'm looking for a break of these highs here, or if I were to mark up a new support level, that'll probably be just around here. I'd be looking for kind of a break of these lows down there. I could also mark this up, but then that's when it starts to get a bit kind of too small for me and my trading style, so I'll just leave it like that. So now taking a look here, I can kind of see that my charts are getting a bit clunky, so I'm just going to kind of clean it up, delete that level, and I'm just going to move it down to around here. So the reason why I just moved it down a bit was because I can see that this level here is kind of getting sliced through a few times, and then we can see like on this new level here that I put in, we can see that it's kind of being respected much more closely. Like we can see resistance right on it, resistance right on it, support 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 right on it as well, and then here support is right on that level as well. So like just, you know, kind of making it a bit more precise. In terms of a trade here, we can see that I was unable to create a higher high over here compared to this previous area, so that could be a possible sign that it's going to continue in this downtrend. Well, that's a sign that it's losing uptrend momentum. It's also formed a double top, just one here, so it's unable to create a new high, so possibly this could start heading down towards the downside, and that can just mean that I should be looking for sells soon. So because I can see that there's possible signs that this pair here is losing its upwards momentum, and that could mean that well, that just means that I should be waiting to see a clear break and retest of even this resistance point up here, just to make sure that that uptrend is continuing. But we could most definitely just see that this pair here continues to break and retest this key level, and then we can obviously just use the fib, trade with the trend, and hopefully enter in on a trade like that. Hold on guys, I'm getting water. Guys, I actually got a new water bottle and it's 2 liters. Like it's just a big fat tub of water. God damn, that is good. Alright, let's take a look here at GBP USD. So here I can just see a clear break of this level here. Didn't come back all the way down to retest it, so that's just showing that it's continuing upwards, but it is unable to break these highs so far. So what I'm going to do is just mark that up there as a level of resistance. I'm just going to slightly move this up there just to make it a bit more precise. Once again, you want it to be pretty precise. So there, I'm pretty happy with those levels. If I was to enter in on a trade here, I'd just be looking for a break and retest of this level here, because it just simply looks like I was too late. Like here, if I was to have enter in on off of this level right here, and then I was use my fib from this low to this high up here, we can see, oh, let's just make this super precise there. So there we can see we're only a few pips off of kind of hitting that entry. Like the entry, you obviously want it to be on that key level. So if we were just say here, you guys can see kind of how close you are to kind of hitting that entry point and actually hitting take profit. You can see just how that trade there would have worked, and there you got about a 2.25 risk reward ratio on this trade. So for me, I'm just going to be doing the same thing, but just looking for a break and retest of this key level here. So it just goes above and below. Now guys, if you don't actually understand what I'm talking about when I say break and retest support resistance, I've actually got a YouTube video on it called trading. Well, I have a playlist, basically just everything I know about trading, kind of the barriers to trading and that. And like, I'm not selling anything because I'm not a poofter, and so like, you can just go on YouTube, and then I've made like some videos, so just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. But my philosophy kind of is like, you just need to do it and practice it, and time in the markets is going to trump everything. Like you could literally know nothing, come into the markets, experience it for like 6 months, make up your own trading style, and you'll still be profitable. Like there's no right or wrong answer, it's just time in the markets and just a bit of critical thinking. Alright, so here I can see that it broke this extreme high here, so maybe I'd use a fib from this low here to this high. See, a cheeky little trade off of this level here. If I say some rejection, then that could definitely be an entry. If I take a look at where's Corona? Let's see. We'll go to the 4-hour chart just so we can see a bit more data. Okay, well, you can't really see anything there. God damn, this pair is choppy. Alrighty, where's Rona? So this is Corona, pre-Rona. It's kind of back at its pre-coronavirus levels there. So maybe we could see kind of a continuing to push up. And you know, like, it's just simple. Like, it's just break and retest of key levels. Like, literally my whole trading strategy is that. So here I'm gonna keep this one because that could be a decent trading setup at the start of the week, and hopefully we can find some more. So here it's looking like it's kind of setting this downtrend. We can see that it's unable to create a high point past this point here, but it did look like it tried to retest it, so possibly that could be a quick entry. But if we do end up just seeing kind of like a little break and retest here, we could enter in on this downside if it continues to tank like this. Alright, let's take a look here at GBP CHF. Oh, this is GBP CAD. So taking a look here at this one, I can, like, for me, it's just in here, and I don't really like to trade it unless it's like, let me just get this, let's star that. Whoops, I meant to star it. There you go. So I don't really like to trade it unless it's like this and it breaks above that level and comes back for the first time, right? But when it's like within the level, let's just say it's like that, and then it's like this, let's just lock it, there you go. When it's like this, and you know, like, I don't really like to trade this because here it's just like within the range. So this I don't like to trade, right? But then this type of thing here, where it's like the first time, I like to trade. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I don't actually know if it makes sense, but that's kind of just my thoughts on it. And yeah, so let me just delete this garbage real quick. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, damn. Oops. Delete, delete, delete. So like, yeah, there's really just no trade I'm looking at here. It's just ranging, so yeah. Guys, you know, we're actually like pretty close to hitting 1,000 views on Twitch. We're actually right now at 944 views, which is kind of cool. I've got 331 followers. You know, like, you know, when I started I had 58 followers, and like, just streaming Forex and just my journey, actually just like, people are actually interested. I don't know, maybe there's like some sort of shortage. So here's a trade that I actually entered in on, and it just didn't go well, unfortunately. But the other ones did. Like, we could see this one here. Wait, was it that one? I can't remember. But here, unfortunately, it didn't go well. We can see that it did end up going about 60% of the 1-to-1 risk reward, which is like, you don't really want to close it there, so I didn't end up closing. But I could have moved my stop loss to break even, which I probably should have done. Instead, I ended up closing this trade really just after I started seeing this rejection right here. So I ended up closing it at around well, actually, I closed it before that. I ended up closing it around here after it came up, and then there. So I closed it for around minus $40, which is unfortunate. It is what it is. But yeah, hopefully we get that FTMO thing done. Instead of trading my own money, I can trade the 100k and just live off it. But you know, we've got to obviously put in the work, put in the effort, and get that challenge. So here, I'm just going to move this level across because I can see that it's still relevant. And on top of that, I'm just going to mark up kind of this key level, this area of resistance. Bang. So there's that area of resistance there. but there's no trade set up here right now. No break, it's really just in between these two levels. I just like to trade breaks. So here, once again, there's no break. It's kind of just within these levels here, so nothing really for me to trade. Here's another trade that I was looking at entering in on this week, but I was actually just playing video games, so you know, I didn't actually really enter in on it because I was busy gaming. But as you guys can see here, right now it's already at that 2 risk reward ratio, and it's close to that 3 risk reward ratio. So like here, off of this trade, I would have made it close to around $200. But you know, it is what it is, right? But then on the FTMO challenge, because I risk 2%, which is that's risking $2,000. So that means off of this trade here, if you get $2,000 and you times that by 2.73, so here 2,000 times 2.73, that means off of this one trade alone, if it hits take profit, then that means this trade here I could have made $5,460, which is really half of the FTMO challenge. We can see like right now it's close. Like let's just say I closed it right now, wherever it's at. Here. Let's say we closed it at 2.11. So 2,000 times that by 2.11. We can see here that's still $4,220. So then you've only got another 6K to make, or $5,780 left to make, which is definitely doable, especially if you just get a good trade, or you just have like, yeah, really just one or two good trades with the way I trade, and you can really just do the whole challenge. Alrighty, so here I'm gonna just leave this one. Hopefully it ends up hitting that take profit. We can see that kind of there's this little area of resistance, like key level here, so hopefully you can reject it, continue going down to around here, and then obviously heading back up. But you know, yeah, no. Alright, let's just see what's happening here. I can see a key level instantly right here. So here it's testing this level. What type of trend is it? It's in this downtrend here. It's formed this kind of double top thing. So if I can see a break down to here, possibly, then I could look in for an entry using my Fibonacci retracement tool. But I'm just gonna have to wait for that break, right? There's like no rush really. I just wait for the break. I just trade the break and retest. You know, when I actually first started trading on my $60 account, and I was just making stuff up kind of, my trades were kind of inconsistent. I was just break even. I'd close trades like early, and I'd close my trades like my losers late, or even just like straight away, or I'd close my, or sometimes I'd just leave my trades go like $10 negative and then close it in $3 positive, just so I didn't have that negative on my account. But then I just made my chart simple, and actually like the first time I just traded like a proper break and retest without overcomplicating it, I made $9 off of one trade, and I was like, no way, you're kidding me, right? Like $9 off of one trade, bro, that's like a free zinger box from KFC. And like, I don't know, it was like a lot of money. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was like a big trade for the account size. Like I was only trading the smaller slots, and I made $9, which is like a lot of money for a $60 account. And so yeah, it was cool. And then so like ever since then I've kind of just traded the same way, and if it ain't broke, gee, don't fix it, bro. Alright, there's a level of resistance. I just want to see it kind of break this area. So if it breaks this area here, then we can enter it on a retest and take it towards the upside based off of this level of support. Right here. So based off of this level here, we could use a fib probably from this low up to around here. If it breaks, goes up to here, comes back, retest, we can then look in for an entry. I can see that this downtrend level is actually not really as relevant. So here I'm just hike up the trend, traded the trend, look for a buy, break, retest, enter in. So that's really just all the trades. There's nothing I'm really looking at entering in at the start of the week except for this one right here. I can see Microsoft is going up. Apple is just ranging in between here. And Tesla's kind of just tanking. But you know, I think that it will just shoot up again when they release their new car, and their new car is good and that sort of stuff. So yeah. Anyway guys, that's really just going to be it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. For those watching on YouTube, that's going to be it for you guys. If you guys do want to kind of join in on the stream, I stream some random time on the weekend. I kind of let you guys know on the Discord or on Twitter, so there's exclamation mark Twitter or exclamation mark Discord if you want to join that. And yeah, that's going to be it for you guys.